jiggies. Grub Terra. This stuff is amazing because not only are they very nutritious for the chickens, they supply them with a lot of the essential fats and calcium that they need for their eggshells. Ever since we've been feeding them these, they've been producing eggs very well. No more soft shells. So they're very good for our eggs. Now, speaking of eggs, we have a total of 33 hens right now. 26 of them are the new ones we just got back in March. And I don't know if they're all laying yet, but we've been getting a total egg count of about roughly 20 a day right now. So in this video, I want to show you how we are freeze drying our eggs. The eggs right now, out of our new hens, they're not full-size eggs. I don't want to say they're large. They're kind of medium to large. There's a few of them that are starting to lay some pretty large eggs, but the most of them are still medium to large. So what we've been doing is we are getting our eggs, freeze drying them. We've been putting them in a blender basically, and we're doing 36 eggs per tray. We have a large freeze dryer, so we've been mixing or scrambling 36 eggs per tray in a blender, and doing that. So let me show you the process and how we're doing it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to mix all our eggs. We have 36 in this blender. Next, what I'm doing here is leveling the trays to make sure they're level, so when we pour the eggs in there, it'll all be level and not flowing over the edges. Now my wife here is pouring the eggs onto the trays. Although it's not perfectly level, but it was good enough. And here is our last tray, because there's 5 shelves in our freeze dryer. And here I wanted to show you that those tray stackers are very handy. They're the ones in the corner of the trays. They're green. They come really handy. They hold the shelves up above the other one, and you can stack them in your freezer like this, and they're very, very handy. I'll put a link to that in the description. Now after the trays and the eggs have froze, we're going to start loading them into the freeze dryer. And if you have one of these insulating pillows that Harvest Right gives you, they work very well. It keeps it insulated basically. And we just press start. Make sure the valve is closed on the side, and we're good to go. Alright guys, the process took just over 46 hours, and now we're going to check to see if it's done, And if it's done, we're going to vacuum seal them in Mylar bags. And we're also going to try a little bit just to see how they reconstitute, and as far as scrambled eggs, see how they taste. Now I normally have, while this is running, a fan here on this side to keep the motor, the compressor and all that stuff cool. It does draw air in from this side here, so I got a fan in here blowing cool air in here, and it also goes through the freeze dryer and out the back. There's other vents, and it keeps the vacuum pump cool also. So now we're going to release the vacuum, or actually the air, back into the chamber, and then I can open the door and we'll check it out. You want to make sure you wipe all the condensation from around the door gasket, because you don't want water droplets falling into your freeze-dried food as you're pulling it out. And depending how humid your area is, or your home, will depend how much condensation you get built up here. You see, we got ice built up here already. Well, it's all ice. Okay. I think it's done. Looks very dry, it's cracked. Looks good. Alright, so after you've taken out all your trays and everything looks good, you got an option here to, let's say they weren't good, they weren't ready yet, they were still cold and kind of icy inside, or moist. Then you can put them back in here and put more dry time. You can add more dry time. But they are good, so what we want to do here is just hit the defrost. It'll defrost the inside, and then we're going to clean it up and be ready for another batch. Alright, after you hit the defrost, make sure the drain valve is open. You want to close the door. And typically what I do is within a half hour or so, the ice on the inside will unstick from the chamber wall. You can basically just pull it right off and pull it out in chunks, and that'll save a lot of time, because usually it'll tell you it's going to take 2 hours. I don't want to waste that electricity. So after about a half hour, maybe 40 minutes, the ice will come right off the sides of the chamber, and you can pull it off in chunks. Take the trays out is what I do. Unplug it, wipe them all down, make sure there's no moisture or water on them. Same thing on the inside, get a bucket over here and pull all the ice out. Wipe everything down real good, put the trays back in, I'm sorry, the shelves I should say, and replug them in, and put the door seal back in, and you're ready for your next batch. Alright, so this is what they look like when I pulled them out. It's very, very dry, very flaky basically. It's dry and flaky. Look at that, you can even see lines in there. So what we're going to do is basically put them in Mylar bags, and we'll probably crush them up a little bit. It's very soft. I mean, super, super soft. Alright, so what we decided to do is, rather than get them and put them in a Mylar bag in chunks. We're gonna get everything, all the eggs, and put them in a large bowl here, and then weigh it and divide it out in the bags evenly as possible anyways. And but we're gonna take a little bit aside out and make some scrambled eggs with it and see how it turns out. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take just a little bit here. It's probably good. This stuff is so incredibly fluffy and flaky actually. Anyways, just a little bit I'm gonna take out, reconstitute it with a little water. Now the ratio they say is 1 to 1. I don't know how many eggs are in here. Maybe there's 1.5, I don't know. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of water at a time until it gets the consistency of, you know, raw eggs. And then we're gonna make some scrambled eggs with it and see how it tastes. All right, so I'm gonna crush this up a little bit. Probably better if I do it with my hands. I got filtered water here. We're going to probably have to let this sit for a little bit. Yeah, we'll let this sit for a little bit and then we'll try it out.
Too big?
Let me see. Yeah, you put more in there.
Is it too big bag?
Well, no, that's good. Okay, hang on. Hang on. I think that's good. Huh? All right, so now we're going to vacuum seal the eggs here. We put them in Mylar bags. These are 7.5 mil Mylar bags. This is our PrimaVac 305 vacuum sealer. I did a video on this. I'm going to put a link to that up here in the corner. This will pull all the oxygen out of the bags and seal them shut. These will be good for the next 25 years. And when it's done, this is how it looks. It's all vacuum sealed, all the oxygen's pulled out of here, and it's all sealed up really nice here. And all we're gonna do now is mark it for its contents, and these will be good for the next emergency. All right, guys. So this has been soaking or reconstituting for about maybe 10 minutes, and it looks about right, kind of like runny eggs. So let me see if this is hot enough. Yeah, it's hot enough. So we're gonna cook these up. I just use a little olive oil. That's what I like to cook my eggs in. You can use butter, whatever you want. Well, it's cooking like real eggs. Well, you can't even tell that these were dehydrated, or not dehydrated, freeze dried. I'm sorry. You can't even tell. And that's done. Alright guys, excuse our kitchen. We are in disaster mode right now with everything going on. But let's try these eggs. Or eggs. We don't know if it's probably about maybe 2 eggs here. Looks about right. So you can see that looks pretty darn good. Pretty hot. Well, as far as taste, it tastes just like an egg, obviously. But I'm noticing kind of has a rubbery texture to it. But overall, and in an emergency, who cares? Now I didn't put nothing on these eggs. I wanted to just see, you know, how eggy it is. It tastes fantastic. A little bit rubbery. Now it could be because I didn't put enough water. Maybe I needed a little more water, but it looked like the right consistency. Either way, in an emergency, you can't beat it. Good for 25 years if left in the Mylar bag dry. And in an emergency, pull it out, start making eggs. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to put links in the description to the vacuum sealer and the freeze dryer. If you use those links and purchase something, it will help us out on our channel a little bit, and we would greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Want to try it here? Honey, come here. Good? A little on the rubbery side, but it's good. It's good. Yeah. Let's try another one. Yeah. You want to try? Sit. Yeah, you want some? Come over here, little girl. Come here. Come here, little girl. Sit, nice. Sit. 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 What a good girl. 2 more. Got 2 more. One for Toby and one for the little girl. Yeah.
How come I didn't get on?
Oh.
1 or 2. Did they get 2?
Yeah, you got 2. Yeah, everybody got 2. I'll flip them.